Can't hear you, Elizabeth.
Okay, can you hear me now? Great. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, so we'll just start sitting comfortably. And we'll let the eyes close and just take a moment to bring some fresh focus into our morning, setting ourselves up for the day ahead. Start just by noticing if there's anything that you kind of feel like you're bringing over from yesterday. Any tension, worries, even tightness in the body or soreness. With each breath, starting to let go. Allowing new energy to come in and help to restore our focus, our drive, our openness. Start to just slowly let the head move, allowing the neck to stretch in each direction. And bringing it back the other way. Letting that movement start to come down into the mid back with little circles through the chest. And then taking those circles all the way down through to the low back, making big circles around now. Leaving the shoulders loose, the neck loose, just feeling it out. Bringing those big circles back the other way. Finishing the circle you're on, we'll come into the center. Take a big reach of the arms. We're just gonna take a hold of the right wrist. Give yourself a little lean out to the left. And then reach those right fingertips out to the side, really lengthening through the side body. Moving to the center, and we'll just twist out right, letting the arms release down and the gaze come out over that back shoulder. Moving back to the center, and we'll take a reach again. Let's take the left wrist here and leaning out to the right. Extend through that left arm and fingertips, finding a deep stretch in the side. Coming back to the center and just release it out for a twist on the left. Good, let's come back to the middle and let the legs out long. Give them a little shake out. And we'll take a rolling staff pose. I'm gonna reach up and reach forward, hinging from the hips. And then just roll my way up slow and reach again. So just slowly waking up those hamstrings. Good, let's come down to that fold and we'll hold, taking just a couple breaths there. Good, let's release, rolling it. And make your way over to down dog. Giving the feet a little walk when you get there. Now let's bend the left knee deeply, reach the right heel toward the mat. Left knee to the mat, right leg reaches long behind you. Take that leg across to the left, toes tucking under, and take a little crunch into the left side, letting the right side stretch out. Coming back to the middle, and we'll slide that leg out next to us, toes pointing forward. Give yourself a little rock, front and back. Good, stopping in the center, reach your right arm up. And then take a little twist under that left arm, reaching out. And then open back up. So like you're taking a thread the needle with that leg extended, but we're not gonna lay down. Just keep moving there. Good, let's bring that hand back to the mat. Slide the leg in, downward facing dog. We can walk the feet again. Good, now deep bend in the right knee, left heel reaching toward the mat. Just giving a couple breaths pressing into that leg. Perfect, right knee coming down, left leg extend, stretch long, and then cross to the right, toes tuck under, and a little crunch looking back at the toes. Good, we'll bring it out next to us, toes pointing forward. Give ourselves a couple rocks forward and back, getting into that inner thigh. Good, pausing there. And we'll take the left arm up and twist through under the right. Good, last one. Bringing that hand down, slide the leg back in, down dog. And walk to the hands. Let's take a fold with ragdoll, little rock side to side. Okay, pausing in the middle, and we'll slowly just roll our way to stand. Take a breath, reaching up. And we're gonna take the right wrist like we did before. Take a lean to the left. Reach the fingertips away. Moving back to the center. And we're gonna lift left knee. One-legged mountain, stretch the right fingers to the sky. Good, let's step the foot out a little wider than hip width. Let the hands go. Take the peace fingers and loop the big toes. Good, now drawing the chest through into that space between the legs as much as we can. Keep holding the toes, let the hips drop, getting a stretch in there, and then extend back up into that fold. So drop the hips in and come back to the fold. Good, one more. Releasing the legs, we'll reach up. Take your left wrist, step the feet toward each other, and lean toward the left. Good, into the center. Right leg lifts, and I'm reaching the left fingertips for the sky. Step the foot a little wider than hip width. Hands will come together and we'll sink Malasana. You can give yourself a little movement in the bottom. Okay, we'll bring the hands to the mat and roll up to a fold. Take it to pendulum, so body coming to line over one thigh at a time. Perfect. Coming back to the center, lifting up, taking a breath. Exhale, take it down to the mat. Let's step back into plank. Lower down. Flatten feet, give yourself a lift. Downward facing dog. Hold here or let the feet walk out a little bit. Okay, let's take the left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Step that foot in between the hands. Back foot comes flat. Lifting up, warrior one. We'll give those shoulders a little more love, reaching the hands back, interlock the fingers, roll shoulder blades together, letting the chest open. Good, coming forward, humble warrior, lying the belly in the chest toward the thigh, letting the head drop heavy. Hands can stay lifting, or if they feel too tight, just let them rest on your back, or reach them out next to you. Good, let's lift back up, warrior one. Hands to the heart. We're gonna step into that front leg and lift right knee up, one-legged warrior, mountain. Good, let's step the foot out wide. Turning to the center of your mat, sit into goddess. A little bit of movement there, and let the arms open. Good, let's come to the center and sink. Hands can move to the thighs. And we're gonna take a little twist, letting one shoulder dip, press the opposite leg away. Bring it the other way. Good, to the center, and hands come over the left foot. Step back to down dog. Take a flow into plank. Lower and lift. Child's pose. Hips to feet. Arms reaching long. On your next breath, lifting up. Let's tuck the toes, down dog. Right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Hold a moment. And then bend that knee, step the foot between the hands. Back foot flat, and lift it up, warrior one. Good, take the arms back, you can interlock or keep them long by your side and come forward, humble warrior. On your next inhale, lifting back, warrior one. Hands are coming to the heart. And we're going to step into that front foot. Left knee coming up, one-legged mountain. Good, step that foot out wide on the mat. This time we're gonna turn both toes to face forward, wide-legged fold, bringing the hands down to the mat. If you have more space to go, start to bend your elbows, drawing the top of the head in the direction of the mat. Even if the head doesn't touch the mat, we want the neck nice and long, so the top of the head just points that way. Good, halfway lift, flatten your back. And from here, walk the hands over toward the right leg. We're gonna feel this stretch on the inside of our leg and even into our knees. So just take it easy. Good, now walk the hands to the left. Good, let's walk the hands all the way to the right and we'll turn the feet. Tucking back to down dog. And knees coming down to the mat as wide as the mat. Big toes come together. Press back, wide-legged child. Good, last breath here. And we'll make our way up to tabletop. Let's bring the knees underneath the hips. Right leg extend. Let's take left arm out, balance table. Good, one more breath. Take that leg out to your side. Hand can come down. We're gonna rock forward and back like we did before. And this time sink the hips down toward the foot as far as they'll go. Try to keep those right toes facing forward. Last breath. Rising back, hands and knees. Take your left arm up. And we're gonna thread under. This time I'm gonna let my shoulder and my ear come to the mat. My right arm's gonna reach up, helping to open up that shoulder. And find maybe a little bit of twist there. We should feel this in the upper back and in the shoulders. Last breath. Good, let's take that right hand down. Slide the arm out and just bring your knee in. Left leg reaching out. Right arm and pull in through your core, finding that nice strong balance table. Last breath. Hand to the mat. Left leg comes out beside you. Give yourself a rock, forward and back. And then sink the hips toward the foot. Perfect. On the next breath, lifting up. Let's take the right arm up and then thread it through, this time letting shoulder come down. Let the left arm reach up to the sky. And just take a few breaths holding there. You can rest the top hand onto your back if that feels better. Trying to just keep that shoulder opening up. Last breath here. Let's bring that hand back to the mat. Lift your way up and slide the left leg in. Just take a little sink into little balls. So the top of my head's gonna rest to the mat. I'm gonna reach back for my heels. Letting the body just curl up in itself. Now we're gonna move this into our rabbit pose. So we're gonna keep holding the feet. Start to arch the back up like cat, tucking the chin into the chest, letting the hips come off the feet, and then resting top of the head to the ground. Arms extending long for the feet. Let's release hips to the feet. And just roll your way up, sitting into hero. And just taking a couple breaths here, letting the quads get a nice big stretch. And let's release. And we'll make our way onto our back. So roll the shoulder blades under, nice and flat to the mat. You can bring your palms down next to you. And then open up the feet about hip width apart. Give the knees a little rock side to side. Good. Pausing in the center. Press the feet into the mat and lift your hip bones up to the sky and bridge. Letting the chin tuck in toward the chest. Now, one vertebra at a time, think about bringing the upper back down, then the mid back, low back, and hips. Keep the back nice and flat as you lift the legs up into the sky. Waterfall. Flexing the feet, pressing the heels up. Good. We'll take a hold behind the left thigh. Let the right leg go down long. And then just turn that left ankle. Now flex the foot, press the heel to the sky, and start to climb the leg, taking it into like a little crunch, drawing that thigh in toward your body, nose toward your knee. Good. Lay the upper body down. And we're going to take that left leg out to the side, opening up through the hip. Keep flexing the heel. Press that leg out long next to you. Let it be working. Good. Let's take it up and over to the right, extending that leg out beside you into a twist. Good. Moving back to the center and take that left leg long. Right leg's gonna lift. Take a hold behind the thigh and press the heel to the sky. And then we're gonna walk the hands up the leg, coming into a little crunch, reaching that thigh toward our bodies. Good. Let the upper body down, keeping the hand behind the thigh. Open that leg to the right. Try to keep flexing the foot, keeping leg as straight as you can. Good. Let's cross over, taking it to the left, extending it long, letting right shoulder reach for the mat. Perfect. Let's roll to the center. We'll just hug the knees both in, give ourselves a little rock. You could take this to happy baby if that feels good, opening soles of the feet to the ceiling and taking a rock there. And from there, just extending the legs out long. And let's come into our Shavasana. Just letting yourself be heavy there. Bringing your focus back into your body and back onto your breath. Our yoga practice has so much support built into it for mindfulness. The pose, the way it feels in your body, the focus on your breath, on your gaze, the position of your legs, your arms. When it comes to the Shavasana, all those supports leave, and we're left just with our own thoughts. And so that's why we practice kind of reining them in, focusing them in with the meditation to help stay present during this practice of stillness. It can be easy to be present when the body's being challenged and all our focus is going into the pose. But really challenging when we just need to stay still and manage our thoughts as they come in. So we're just going to take 10 breaths in silence here. And once we begin, I just want you to try to think about the breath alone. So just the inhale and exhale. And if you find the mind is wandering and it's hard to focus there, you can even just say to yourself, I breathe in, I breathe out. So let's go ahead and begin for 10 breaths. Just notice if your mind has wandered. Bring it back to this moment and give yourself 5 more focused breaths. Letting your focus come back here into the space. Give yourself a couple deep breaths, clearing everything out, inviting in a bit of fresh energy for your day. And then just let the body start to move and stretch. Taking the arms out and the legs long, give yourself a full body stretch. And then we'll step the feet back onto the mat. Give the knees one more little rock side to side. And whenever you feel ready, moving your way back up to seated. Let's give the shoulders a little roll here, letting go of any tightness that might still be there. And then we'll take one last stretch, reaching hands up and bringing them back down into the heart. Let the chin bow to the chest. Pulling in gratitude for yourself, for showing up today, for a bit of movement, for connecting to yourself. And then bringing hands to the forehead, sending that gratitude out to each other. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your time this morning. Namaste. Thanks so much. Great to see you guys. Have an amazing Wednesday. I'll see you next time.
Great
Bye,
stretching.
Declan.
Bye.
Bye, Paula.
Ciao.
Thank you.
See you, Declan.